Hi everyone, my name is Charlotte Lopi and I'll be your instructor for INGH 452, which is traditional healing in Indigenous communities. What I'd like to do today, outside of welcoming you to the class, is to just go over the syllabus so that you have a clear sense of what's going on and what your responsibilities will be for the course. Obviously, if you have any additional questions, you can email me at lopie, Loppie, at uvic.ca. So I'm just going to go through the syllabus now. It is on the Course Spaces site, so hopefully you've been able to access that and you can follow along with me if you like to. My name and number is there, the dates and of the course, a short description just to talk about what this particular course covers. I do teach a few other courses in Indigenous health. This one specifically is focusing on Indigenous ideologies, conceptions of health, practices in healing, all from an Indigenous perspective, and knowledge systems of Indigenous people, the traditions and practices of Indigenous people, mostly in Canada, but I've taken some examples from Native Americans and folks in New Zealand and Australia as well. You can see that the objectives are basically for you to learn a little bit about those systems. For those of you who've taken a course from me before in Indigenous health, you'll know that I always start the courses the first week or two with the basics around Indigenous ideologies, knowledge systems, conceptions of health. That's because I don't intend it to be redundant, but these courses are not limited to students in our program, which means that every group or every class may include a substantial number of students who've never taken a class in Indigenous health before, and so to facilitate their learning, it does require me to just go over some of the basics for those first couple weeks. So for those of you who know all about it already, it'll be a bit of a review, but I don't use the same readings in any of the classes. So some of the videos might be similar, but mostly I try to make sure they're different. So. And then understanding the models that Indigenous people use to understand health, some of the ways that health promotion, population health can facilitate Indigenous health. What do we see when we look at communities and how communities are intervening in some of to address some of the health disparities, which we will not go over in this class because that's not what this is about. This is a strength-based class. We do look at some of the barriers that's bound to come up in optimizing community health, and then the need for cultural safety, which I include in all of my classes. This is an online course, so you're all expected to be participating fully online. Page 2 just gives you your assignments at a glance. Each unit, some of them are 1 week, some of them are 2 weeks. You have to check on the course space and the syllabus to see whether or not they are 1 or 2 weeks, because you are expected at the end of each unit to post a response to a question that I have posed. And so the units actually start on Monday and they end on the Saturday, or Sunday rather, and so your response will be before midnight on the last Sunday of the unit. So if it's a week long, then it's the following Sunday. If it's 2, then it's the second Sunday after the unit starts. And so there's some instruction that I'll tell you about in a minute about how to fill those things out. That's worth 32% of your mark, because there are, I think there are 8 responses and there's 4 points for each one. And so again, before the end of each unit, and there is a cutoff date right on there, so it's important that you make that cutoff date. And make sure that you have posted your response to the question. Should be about a paragraph long. You know, don't worry about making it longer, but don't make it too long. If you don't participate on time, you will lose 20% of that mark right away. I will allow late submissions, but you lose 20% of that. And the late submission, I mean the week following, not like 4 weeks following. Would like you to have a clear, concise response, and yeah, that it should be well written, but it also should be some quality to it, which means that you're demonstrating that you've actually read the material, not just watched the videos. The videos are supplementary to your learning, and so they are not considered the core course materials, the readings of the core course materials. But I think the videos are invaluable. A lot of them are, most of them are from community. Each of you will be assigned a date that you will be providing a news update for the rest of the class. There is a Dropbox for that. And so what I'd like you to do is find a person or a community or an event or something that you think is noteworthy and that has contributed to the health of Indigenous people that you'd like to write a journal article about, right? So you're the journalist, right? And so in this case, I've highlighted that you will discuss why this contribution is so important and what implications it has for Indigenous health. It should be written in one page in a news article format, which I have given you a link here about what to do, and or how to write one of those. And again, some evidence of what I expect, which should be that you've adhered to the guidelines, that it's well written, that it has good quality, i.e. the content of it makes sense and is clear and concise, and it does what I asked you to do. And then some evidence that you've been able to critically reflect on that based on your emerging understandings of the issues that we talk about and that we cover in class. That's what's 20% of your mark. Again, you'll be assigned dates to do that. Nobody will be assigned a date before the 4th week, so you'll have lots of time to get that done. I will ask you to write a reflection on an event. The event is on a video on the PHSP, that's Public Health and Social Policy website. I provide a link to it on the Core Spaces site, and that talk is by Madeline Dion Stout, very well respected Indigenous Cree scholar, and she wouldn't call herself an elder, but she is a very well-respected woman. So after you've watched it, I'd like you to prepare a 3-page reflection. All of the assignments that have to be written should be double-spaced, 12 font, 2-centimeter margins. The first page should be a synopsis of what you gained from Madeline's talk. So, you know, what were the major, sort of themes that emerged for you, and then a 2-page discussion about the ways in which you think her talk relates to topics we've covered in class. So any topics that you think, I mean, it's 2 pages, so you can cover quite a bit. Now that won't be due until February 26th, though there'll be lots of stuff that we cover in class before that date that you'll be able to reflect on, and then just your favorite quote from her talk and why you liked it so much. That's 5% of the mark right there. You can see the grading criteria, the comprehensiveness of the synopsis, which means that you have covered, I've seen this a million times because I was there, I introduced her in a very dorky way, which you'll see, so the comprehensiveness of the synopsis, and again, I was there, so I'll know whether you caught most of the key things. Obviously, one page, just don't give me a lot of redundant same thing over again. Demonstration that of your understanding of her talk and how it's linked to the course content, and then just 5% for your favorite quote and why it's your favorite quote. And then the final assignment, or the large assignment, really is is an opportunity for you to do one of two things. You can either do an arts-based project for those people who like art, or if you don't like doing art-based projects, you could do an annotated bibliography. The arts-based project is any kind of visual representation. I've had everything from videos to, oh my God, I have got carvings in here, drums, paintings, you name it, people have done it. Photos, graphics of your choosing, whatever way you like to reflect things or represent things visually. And then I would like you to, so in that I would like you to depict 5 elements of Indigenous perspectives of health and or healing, and then submit a 1 or 2 page description of what that project means or symbolizes. You can see the grading criteria is for creativity, quality, and the comprehensiveness of it, so linking the art to the writing and evidence of your thought and your effort. And for those who do not like that kind of thing, we've got a very standard academic annotated bibliography where you select 2 articles related to the integration or sole use of Indigenous medicine or healing practices, a 2-page annotated bibliography for each of 2 articles, so it's a total of 4 pages. The entire assignment should be organized in alphabetical order of the first or the last name of the first author, and then I give you a list of things that it needs to include, which includes a full citation using APA formatting. I give you a link for those of you who aren't used to doing that. There's a link, a 1-page summary of the article, including the main argument, thesis, or research question that the authors have submitted. A literature review, what do they say, what background information do they give, what methods do they use, what are the main conclusions that they draw, and then finally your thoughts on the quality of the paper based on your knowledge of that you've gained through the course. And this is not due until April 1st, so you will have had plenty of time to get very familiar with the course content. You can see that I've broken it again. The grading criteria breaks it down. So you have to adhere to the APA formatting and the referencing guidelines, overall quality of the writing, and then the comprehensiveness and quality of all the components of the assignment. What follows is the schedule at a glance. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. Some of them are 2 weeks. You'll see week 1 to 2, week 3 to 4, and some of them are 1 week, like week 5 and 7, 8, 9. There is a reading break during what is week 6, so you will have no readings, no postings that week. I would encourage people, if they want to post a video of themselves saying hello and introducing themselves during the first week or 2, go ahead. It would be nice. People could see who you are and why you're taking the course and what's interesting in your life or whatever. And then there is a list of the, for each week, or each unit, there's a list of the assignments. And so those are all available in the course reserve site for this course. So if you go under like course reserves on the main UVic web page, then you'll be able to get these. Most of them are available right online anyway. I try to make them as accessible as I can because sometimes it takes forever to get the reserves done. And so, yeah, and so if you just scroll down through there, you'll see the readings for each week, a little blurb about what we're going to be, focusing on that week. And yeah, my questions will be posted, so the questions to which you will respond will be posted on the course site for the unit. So you just look at that unit, you'll see my question, and that will be the one that I'll ask you to respond to. Again, if there is anything I've missed, I will send it out in a course announcement. But if you have any questions or concerns, for those of you who are in Victoria, I'm at the Centre for Aboriginal Health Research. You can come and see me. You can give me a phone call, or you can contact me by email. So I want to make sure that this is a great learning experience for you, and obviously, you know, want everyone to be respectful, but we don't expect everybody to know everything, and nor do I know everything about these topics. So let's have some fun, and I will speak with you all soon.